Andy Milonakis, the guy who scammed millions in NFTs. How he did it? Let's dive into it. Bro, I remember this when Andy would like take pictures of around his house and then try to sell it as NFTs. Twin flames. This was a legend, dude.
I'm gonna get a lot of cool NFT stuff to airdrop to holders, you know?
Oh, he stole $1.3 million and got away with it.
And you get robbed and scammed, that's a
I'm a big
life
fan of
lesson.
Spider-Man, dude.
What is like the best MLK book? I did a lot of research on civil rights and civil rights movement and stuff as I was flying too, because I was curious about the like, was pacifism and nonviolence really the answer? I feel like this is something that happens. I feel like you learn something in terms of like correct being versus incorrect. I feel like I learned something in school, and then I feel like I learned from lefties that it's like super, super, super wrong. And then I do more research and I'm like, oh no, it was actually way more correct than I ever thought. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna stop saying this. I need to stop saying my history's bad, because I think compared to most of you retards, I don't actually think it is. I read a lot about like nonviolence and the utilization of it, the Albany movement, the stuff that went on in Birmingham and Selma, the difference between like MLK and Malcolm X, who I think I need to do a little bit more specific research on Malcolm X. Heads up, this is preliminary, okay? I obviously need to do more focused research. But like I had in mind that there are like all of these like really big like civil rights leaders, like Malcolm X was super important and MLK was super important. I don't know if these two people should even be brought up in the same sentence. I don't know if that's the case. But again, to be honest, maybe I need to do more reading specifically on Malcolm X. But yeah, the MLK stuff and the understanding of the nonviolence and like the strategies that they use. Some of the more interesting things was how effective nonviolence was, and that at some point both sides actually started to realize how important nonviolence was. So like before all the Birmingham protests, there was an Albany movement, Albany, I think is what it's called, Albany, that completely failed. And one of the reasons why it failed was because the police commissioner there knew the tactics that MLK and his group of people utilized, and he was incredibly precise about there will be no police beating anybody, there will be no fucking lynching, no dogs, we're going to arrest people, we're going to disperse them to all the county jails, and we're not going to give them the clippable moments that they're looking for. But once they went to Birmingham, what was the name of the guy there? There's a name, I should have these names memorized. I'll memorize them if I actually do these debates, because I think I got some lined up. Something the Bulldog is what they called him. Albany? It might be Albany, sorry. Fuck, what was this guy? He had a nickname for how, oh, no. It was Eugene the Bull, Connor's what they called him. This is when the MLK group started to pull kids out of schools, and they were like, listen, if we can get dogs to eat kids on camera, that shit will be cray. Not exactly like that. But that was essentially probably the reason why that movement was so successful there too. Just in reading about a lot of the nonviolence principles and how it was working and everything, it was very, very, very interesting to me. But yeah, the nonviolence shit is base as fuck in terms of rhetorical and optical strategy and everything. But I'm sorry, I'm like, my brain, I just regurgitated like 35 different things. Okay. They would actually practice being assaulted and responding with humanity. Yeah, actually, yeah. But now I'm even more triggered now when I see these retarded lefties on Twitter being like, actually, there was a ton of violence that was used in the movement. Yeah, when the violence was used, it didn't work. It sucked. It was bad when the, you were saying that MLK was farming clips? Yeah, essentially. Those kids getting eaten by the dogs, that was farming clips for the world. That was insane, yeah. It had like literally the entire world on the side of those people. But it was also arguably, talk about controversial strategy, is like going into high schools and colleges knowing that like it was easier to get children to be more ideologically aligned because they're more easy to manipulate, and then basically getting them to march up and down in lines to desegregate places and then to get attacked. Because I think MLK initially wasn't even a big fan of that strategy because it was super controversial. But I mean, it ended up being also incredibly effective. But yeah, but it's super interesting. Okay, sorry. MLD. Yeah, it was MLD. Okay. Why even bother with that community now? I mean, it's always good to know expanded knowledge. And it's not to be super cringe, but I see myself in MLK a lot. You know, we share a lot in common. No, but honestly, the way that the way that MLK would fight with those communities mirrors a lot of what I see works in online rhetoric for fighting communities too. That it almost feels like you have to make yourself a character that can be attacked by other people without responding with aggression, and it tends to make people very sympathetic or favorable. Like I kind of have stumbled onto a lot of these answers through my all of my debating and arguing and everything too, right? So it's interesting to see that play out in the real world versus like online politics, you know. Andy Milonakis stole $1.3 million in NFTs? No shot. Wait, really? For a moment, close your eyes. Let's remember the 2021 bull run. Every project sold out in a few hours, prices going up every day, everything was perfect. Remember when I said back then, I feel like if you wanted to make the easiest $1 million you could probably ever make as an influencer is going to come from NFTs. Just scam your audience, because like, so many fucking people did it. It was so insane. What do you think the likelihood of a Joe Manchin independent run are? I have no idea. Has he said he's going to run? I doubt it, but... You scammed us for 10K? I thought I scammed you guys for 30K. Watching you interact with most other online personalities is genuinely comforting, as you are a reasoned voice in a sea of nonsense. I really appreciate how hard you try when engaging with others. Thanks, Daniel Tan. You know, I do consider myself a reasoned voice in a sea of nonsense. That is how I think of myself. Bro, I remember this when Andy would like take pictures of shit around his house and then try to sell it as NFTs. Twin flames. This was a legend, dude. How do you think the Jesse Single Vosh debate will go? Vosh, I actually, you know what? Honest to God, I think Vosh will win. I think Jesse is used to doing like news and reporting and stuff, and he's going to want to talk about that, and Vosh is going to get lost on some really weird ontological chain of debate about like what makes a man or a woman, and I think Jesse's going to get really confused. That's my guess. But I haven't seen Jesse try to do like hardcore philosophy reports, so who knows? Well, Larissa, thanks for subbing, buddy. Okay, sorry. Every project sold out in a few hours, prices going up every day, everything was perfect. This made celebrities think they could rug and get away with it, but they actually can't. Destiny, how would you respond? Wouldn't the debate be more empirical about stuff like puberty blockers? If it's an empirical debate, Vosh will get crushed, because Vosh, one, he's too lazy to do research, and two, he just isn't up to date on any of the literature. I don't think he even cares about what the literature says.
Convicted child offender Jack Reynolds did an interview where they asked him what sort of characteristics did he look for in a child before targeting them. And he said, more important than the characteristics of the child,
But the characteristics of parents, that's my guess.
Looked at the characteristics of the family.
How am I... Okay, that was like 80% of the way there.
The first thing he mentioned was that...
The first thing he mentioned was... Let's see. We're in the red pill era. This guy looks like he could be that. The first thing he mentioned was absence of father in the household. That's a guess. Let's check.
That if he perceived the father to be a threat, he stayed away.
Okay. I'm like 80. I'm like 70% there. Okay.
Which tells us a few things, dads.
What does it tell us? Let's think. Don't abandon your kid. You have to be strong and masculine. Don't abandon your kid. You have to be strong and masculine. I'm going to say 2 of these.
1, you better be a threat. But 2, you better be present enough in your child's life to where they know you're a threat.
Okay, yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it. It's all there. All the pieces are there.
And I would say it tells us one more thing that's very interesting.
What's that?
There's a lot of people right now that seem hell-bent to have...
Oh, fuck. I saw the next word, so it's not.
...sexual conversations with our children without our knowledge. Those are the same people telling us that...
Oh, I didn't see the groomer pivot. My bad. I didn't see that at all.
...very things that make you a threat are manifestations of toxic masculinity. So maybe we shouldn't listen to those people.
Oh my God, with the protect and serve mug at the end. Oh, perfect. Okay, sorry. I'm focused. Okay. Have you heard about the movie Sound of Freedom? Tim Pool mentioned this movie like 20 times. I don't know. I have no idea what this movie is about. I'm not sure. But apparently it's a conservative movie or something. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm focused on this, all right? This made celebrities think they could rug and get away with it, but they actually can't. How are we only on 1 out of 8? If you're reading this, you know what this is all about, right? Yes, we are exposing another tugger today. They call them tuggers now. Andy Milonakis, the guy who scammed millions in NFTs. How he did it? Let's dive into it. I asked you to remember the 2021 bull run. Why? Because it was around this time that Andy launched his project, Goat Soup. At first, things looked normal, but this was about to change. Goat Soup by Andy Milonakis. Goat Soup is a fully on-chain Genesis project by Andy Milonakis. The utility will include access to Goat Soup NFT World. There will be mini games that let you earn world, free mints, and airdrops. First one being the Goat Soup NFT song, IRL parties and events, WWW3 integration. As more metaverse options present themselves, we will integrate with the best and most promising. Also, sandbox land purchased and test 3D voxels have been developed. All right, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? If you fall for something with this many fucking buzzwords in the description, you kind of deserve it, okay? Holy shit. Jesus. For context, Goat Soup was a normal project. He made a lot of promises that he can't keep. IRL, utility, parties, events, art shows, merchandise. I'm going to get a lot of cool NFT stuff to airdrop to holders. What does airdrop even mean? Is that when the iPhones touch or whatever? Did you ban Andy from DGG because you saw this coming? I banned Andy from DGG because he was annoying. Okay. Him.
And, you know, yeah, this is my first one, but I can't even picture coming out with a series and just kind of letting it sit and being like, okay, well, I made some money, and now you have that image, and hopefully people want it enough for the price to stay good or keep rising. It's not enough. So I will bring IRL utility, parties, events, art shows, merchandise. I'm gonna get a lot of cool NFT stuff to airdrop to holders. You know, not every single thing that I'm gonna airdrop is gonna go to every single holder. There might be some special stuff where 1% of holders win, or 5% or 10%. This thing will be alive, and you will see constant action and a bunch of stuff popping constantly, because I'm putting my life into this NFT stuff. Building a brand, creating events, creating art shows, doing all the stuff.
The guy sounds like if Morty was forced up on stage and handed a mic to sell something he knows nothing about.
1% of holders win, or 5% or 10%. This thing will be alive, and you will see constant action.
How would you best convince your audience to buy your scam NFT? What would I scam you guys with? I feel like the best thing to do would be like, I'd basically put like League of Legends up as a thing, and based on like the trading price or volume of my NFT, like the lower it gets, the closer we get to League of Legends, to keep you guys buying it forever. I think that's what I'd do. Can you dissect the Greek and train arguments for the last 2 days? Maybe I might look into that. We'll see it.
And a bunch of stuff popping constantly, because I'm putting my life into this NFT stuff. Building a brand, creating events, creating art shows, doing all the stuff that I will do is going to start taking up a lot of my time. And I think it's worth it because, I think this stuff is really, really special, and I can't wait to really, really dive in. And
time passed, and the mint started in April of 2022. 3.745 NFTs minted for 0.08
The word I would use for something being between violent and non-violent is noxious.
Cool. Thanks for the update, dude. We all care. $368. He made $1,378 with this. Now what? Like every founder, he started posting about the collection, inflating the FP so more people buy. Last Goat Soup video today. Sorry for the timeline clutter. Goat Soup by Andy Milonakis. A few days passed and Andy was gone. No more tweets about the project, no utility delivered, not even a mod on the Discord. 3 months passed. FP dropped, community died. What did Andy do? Apologized. Literally just said he's sorry. Hey everyone, I know there's a lot of hate for me, and rightfully so. I'm not trying to justify my actions, but I will defend myself where things are wrong. Is it shitty to be absent from a series? Yes. Is it shitty to not have some community leaders in place to take care of stuff when I can't? Yes. Does it mean Goat Soup is a rug? No. Oops.
And this is my first one.
Hold on, I'm sorry. It's these are European numbers. My bad. He made $1.4 million with this. Now, 1.5 years later, he acts like it just didn't happen. The floor price is now $15, a $350 drop compared to mint price. And he don't talk about this project for more than a year now. He stole $1.3 million and got away with it.
And you get robbed and scammed, that's a
I'm a big
life
fan of
lesson.
Potterman, dude.
Thanks, Poggers.
If you don't take that as a life lesson, you're dumb.
I agree.
And you get robbed and scammed, that's a life lesson.
Okay, this clip is so small and short and lacking context. I have no idea what he's talking about here. I'm assuming everything he posted up here is real, but like if I saw this clip first, I would assume that this entire thread is lies because this clip is so short and it's Twitter. We're on Elon Musk's Twitter. You can post like 12-hour videos here. Why the f did you post a 17-second clip? But whatever. Now what we have, people that invested their own money on this and got played, but he doesn't care, he only cares about money, and the saddest part, he'll probably launch another rug on the next bull. Currently calculating how much ETH Andy made on us. I may have financed one of his trips to Italy or Greece. Hope you had a good vacation, Andy Milonakis. Damn. I want to ask you your opinion. Is Andy a scammer? Do you just not know the responsibility of dropping a project? It's a lifelong commitment. That's why I always tell people not every influencer has to drop an NFT project. Okay, hold on. I actually don't have the best grasp on how all this shit relates to each other. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm understanding more now. Hold on. Okay. You have to figure out one or the other. You can't write numbers like this, okay? I don't care if you're European. This is fucking retarded. So this is supposed to be 3,745 NFTs. However, then he uses 0.08 ETH. Why do you use periods? Do you guys just run out of commas over there? Like, what's happening here? Why is this guy using periods for decimals and for commas? Jesus. So then the question is, so 3,745 NFTs minted. When you mint an NFT, what is that? Is that like somebody on a blockchain basically verifying it with like some system that has the ability to do that? What does it mean to, actually, can I just look this up? What does it mean to mint an NFT? Minting an NFT means creating a unique token on the blockchain. Only after minting an NFT is a digital collectible stored on the blockchain. So these 3,745 NFTs that were minted, does that mean that people necessarily bought these at $368 each? Minting turns out 0.08 ETH into NFT. It doesn't go to Andy. Andy would make money from people reselling the NFTs that are minted, and around 10% of a sale. Okay, so we're saying 3,745 were minted for the 0.08 ETH. Is that each per one? So if these were minted for 1.4 million, then Andy probably didn't make all that money, did he? Or, wow, Nixie, thanks for the 4 blue hearts. That's my favorite color heart. The cost of minting was that much money. Andy makes 100% of the mint price and 3.5% of resales. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Relevant moment between you and Andy.
Could we also get 1/4 for her?
How's that a relevant moment between me and Andy? Okay.
I can't!
Come on!
I
Come
can't!
on! Come on!
I can't
Yes,
do
you
it!
can.
No, I
Yes,
can't!
you can. Come on!
What do you want me to do?
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna
want you to do it till I tell you to stop.
What?
Go, start! Let's go! Come on!
Jesus.